Dear friends, fellow conservatives, let this video bear friendly greetings to the land of the rising sun from far away Hungary. And as chairman of CPAC Hungary, it is always a special honor for me to address one of our sister conferences. Let me congratulate Jay Aeba on successfully organizing what is now the 7th CPAC Japan. Jay is a true friend and a fellow warrior in our struggle against the postmodern globalist left. And me myself, I am the father of a beautiful girl and the rascal of a boy. I love them more than anything in this planet. And like many of you, I'm in this fight for my kids. I want them to grow up to be happy, successful, and confident adults. I want them to get married. My wife and I want to have many grandchildren to spoil. So in short, I do not want the rainbow Marxists to rob my children of their chance at life. As our motto warns, the world is indeed on the brink. Unless we act decisively, we will lose the future. I propose that the action we must take is to support families and protect children. The Western world is in the grip of a demographic winter. Defending kids and families is not only our sacred duty, it is a matter of national sovereignty and security. If our nations are to remain true to our millennia of history and tradition, we need the next generation to carry on the torch of civilization. What the next generation needs to strive is the warmth and security of the family. Mass uncontrolled migration, proposed by the left to solve the demographic challenge, would destroy our countries from within. Just look at the migrant riots in France or the pro-Hamas demonstrations in Germany, in Britain, or in the US. The demographic crisis is also a geopolitical challenge. As our population declines, our global adversaries can sit back and relax. At this point, they can simply wait us out. If we do not act, the neo-Marxists will win the war for the culture in the West, but what is worse in this case, we together will lose in the ongoing clash of civilizations. Japan teaches that one should be modest and sober, but there is no getting around the fact that Hungary has become a conservative beacon. Humility requires that we acknowledge the responsibility and burden that such moral leadership places on us. Nowhere is this more evident than in the areas of family policy and child protection. For us, it is crystal clear that demographics, sovereignty, and true democracy walk hand in hand. As Donald Trump once said, a country without borders is not a country at all. And indeed, a nation without newborns will cease to exist as a nation at the end of the day. And if a nation lacks its people, there is no democracy to be built upon. So Hungary opted for protecting its borders externally and protecting the children internally to guarantee a safe and stable world for the next generations. No migration, no gender, no war. We choose the family over rainbow-style gender propaganda, the national identity and state sovereignty over woke nonsense and globalism, and the true protection of the created world over the green on the outside, red in the inside climate hysteria, which treats the fetus as a potentially dangerous carbon footprint. And for more than a decade, the family has been at the center of Hungarian policymaking. Since Prime Minister Viktor Orbán restored the right to power in 2010, every element of Hungarian governance has taken the family into account. We have built a solid support structure around the fundament of humanity with two primary concerns in mind. First of all, having a child should not be a financial burden, and secondly, every desired child should be born. This work has borne significant fruit, my friends. In Hungary, having children is no longer a financial disadvantage for young couples. On the contrary, those who have more children should live better than those who do not. Even in a strictly economic sense, children can now be said to be an investment in the future. From an emotional, moral point of view, of course, they always were. Young moms in Hungary actually receive more money in the first 6 months of a baby's life than they would if they stayed in the workplace. Mothers of 4 simply never pay income tax again. Hungarian women no longer have to choose between having children and having a career because they can have both. 13 years into a truly conservative era, parenthood enjoys greater respect in our society than perhaps anywhere else in the Western world. Fathers and mothers are cherished, and the sacred bond that unites the family is enshrined in the Hungarian constitution as follows. The family is the basis of the survival of the nation. Family ties shall be based on marriage or the relationship between parents and children. The mother shall be a woman, the father shall be a man. End of quote. And the results are spectacular. Without any state prohibition or interference, simply because of the pro-family atmosphere in Hungary, abortions have dropped by 50%. The number of marriages has doubled, and the number of divorces has dropped dramatically as well. The total fertility rate has increased by 1/3. The Hungarian and European left, of course, hates everything about it. True to the age-old commandment of Marx himself, they fear the family as the institution that best protects children from their indoctrination. And Hungary is also regularly attacked in the EU and by the Democrats in Washington, by the liberal mainstream media, for putting the interests of Hungarians and of Hungarian families above all else and for protecting the children from the cult of gender and violence. But no matter how much pressure they put on us, we will never surrender. It is unthinkable to give in to fanatics who would poison the minds of children, so no self-respecting adult could. So clearly, the only way forward is to revitalize the family, and this is what Hungary is focusing on. And needless to say, we cannot save our entire civilization alone. We need you, our conservative friends from Japan and from around the world, to join us in this effort. Together we can restore honor and respect to our most sacred institution, the family. Together we can restore the future of our common civilization, because united we stand. Arigatou gozaimashita, and see you at CPAC Hungary next spring.